We're Wheeling Forward South Dallas, and this is our presentation. We're focused on community engagement with the Loop. We are the blue team. I'm Blair Biggers, along with Lauren Bick, Taylor Phipps, Izzy Rich, Margarita Kuzin, and Tanner Ray. The goal of the project is to create a comprehensive and budget-neutral plan to increase bicycle usage as a means of transportation within South Dallas communities along the Loop.
So here's a preview of some of our recommendations, including safety, access and awareness, aesthetics and amenities, and education and engagement. So a little bit about the history of South Dallas and some of the demographics. It is primarily a community of color. 70.4% use a car to get to work, while 15.2% carpool and 5.2% bike. And it is a historically underserved area that has suffered from policies such as zoning and the construction of the I-30 highway separated North and South Dallas, making it an isolated area of the city. So what are some of our main objectives? We want to address infrastructure inequity and provide solutions that promote equitable access to facilities. We want to maximize the community's mobility and connectivity through bike usage of the loop. And finally, we want this to be an easy and cost-effective implementation with long-term benefits.
The loop keeps community engagement low. First of all, it is inadequate cycling infrastructure, a lack of access to bikes and bike facilities, safety concerns on existing bikeways, a lack of connectivity between bikeways into other transits, a lack of amenities on bike paths and trails, and limited bike education opportunities. And some general guidelines for from the Department of Transportation is that recommendations should be affordable and easy to implement. They should work towards connectivity in historically underserved communities. They should shift away from a car-centric perspective, and they should also be focused around engineering, education, enforcement, evaluation, and equity.
So now moving back on to our recommendations and proposed solutions, remember that they center on safety, access and awareness, aesthetics and amenities, and education and engagement. So first and foremost, we recommend that safety improvements be made to existing bikeways. There's an inequitable distribution of bikeways across Dallas neighborhoods, and this inequity reveals a lack of safe bike facilities in those areas. So enhancing protections for cyclists on these roadways is critically important, especially major roadways like MLK Boulevard and Cedar Crest that offer connections to the loop. Our second recommendation is going to focus on access. One of the barriers that we identified during our community outreach was access to bicycles or other vehicles to use on the loop. So we recommend the expansion of Dallas's current shared dockless vehicle program to increase access to these vehicles like e-scooters and bikes to encourage more people to engage with the loop. Other cities like Fort Worth, New York, and Austin have had a lot of success creating connectivity between their communities with these programs. Our second recommendation in this area is going to focus on awareness. Another barrier that we identified through community outreach was that navigating the loop trails and the overall bikeway system was incredibly difficult with a lack of signage. So we recommend the implementation of trail signage along loop entrances and the trails to raise awareness of the transit option, enhance experience for trail users, and help users better navigate the paths to get to their required destinations.
Okay, our next major proposed solution addresses the aesthetics and amenities of the trail. There is a lack of protective shade to combat heat, lack of amenities on trails, and a lack of an aesthetic appeal. So our recommendations are adding rest areas with benches, adding more tree coverage for shade, adding water stations, and bike storage options. Our last proposed solution addresses education and engagement. So we think adding more support to bike rodeos, bike buses, and social rides while looking for partnership opportunities to expand these activities would be a great addition.
So the estimated grand total for our recommendations is $685,618. This is exclusive of funding grants and sponsorships, and a more comprehensive price breakdown is included in our paper for further reference. So in order to be cost effective, we recommend obtaining the following sponsorships and grants, which will decrease our estimated grand total. For safety and our increased on-street and loop lighting, federal and Vision Zero funding resources, obtaining a sponsorship of some of the signage from Dallas stores and other types of donors, federal grant funding similar to the Fort Worth program, or sponsorships similar to City Bike in New York City implemented for our bike sharing program, and for our community cycling events, the potential to be sponsored and or worked by volunteers. And that concludes our presentation. Special thank you to Dr. Bing, Dr. Smith-Cullen, and every organization and individual we met with over the course of this project. We couldn't have done it without you.